Welcome back, friends. We are still continuing our discussions on Java programming course. So today we are actually uploading Java programming part 14 of 33. So far we have uploaded Java programming up to part 13 of 33. Today we are uploading Java programming part 14 of 33. So this video is mainly concerned with what is called method overloading in Java. Java method or function overloading. Method is nothing but function. So overloading of Java methods. Those of you who are familiar with object-oriented languages and concepts are very much familiar with this method overloading scenario. You know what it is. We will have different methods with the same name, but the definitions will be different. So you may ask how the compiler is distinguishing between the different definitions, while the name is the same. There are several methods, mainly two methods. That is, looking at the number of arguments that are being passed, and then another way is looking at the different types of arguments that are being passed. So this is exactly how the compiler is distinguishing which specific definition is to be invoked for a specific call. So method overloading or function overloading in Java is a very important concept. Numerous examples for that we are actually bringing here. Lot of examples we are bringing. So another thing we are discussing is, the so-called Java scope, block scope, etc. Java scope and Java block scope, etc. We are discussing programs in that area also. And Java recursion also is dealt in some detail. Example programs are being dealt in all these areas. Pertaining to each concept, there is a number of example programs also accompanying. Some methods will have if-else block. All those things we are discussing at length. So this is actually a video with lots and lots of example programs. The only major concept that we are discussing in this video is method overloading in Java. And you are very much, I think you are familiar with the concept of method overloading or function overloading. Fine, it's time that we will go into the different examples that are being shown in this video. Good luck. Look at this program. This is the most recommended approach when returns are there in a function. When we have returns, the keyword, when we have to use the return keyword, this approach is the best approach. Please note it. It's a most practical recommended approach. For this also we are using the same package, my package 05. For this program also we are using the same package, my package 05. Okay, fine. You know the process of creating a new class in a given package. All those things are very much known and familiar to you. Fine. Now we will go into the program. Package, my package 05, semicolon, look. So I have put a comment, look. You can also store the result in a variable. You can also store the result in a variable. Recommended, as it is easier to read and maintain. This is the most recommended approach. This is the most recommended approach. Always you use this approach when there is returns from functions. And this file you can call as myclass20.java. myclass20.java, because the class that we are going to create is myclass20. Okay, so keep in mind this file name may be myclass20.java. Fine. This is a very important approach. You should use this approach only when there is return statement in a given function. Look. So let's go to the program. Public class my class 20. As I suggested, the name of the class is my class 20. Hence, we call this as my class 20.java as the file name. So public class my class 20. Next line, open the brace. Here also we are using the same method, my method. And this definition of this function is exactly like our previous program. See, static int my method in bracket int x comma int y, close the bracket, open the brace, return x plus y semicolon, close the brace. It is the same method that we used in the previous program. That means we are now creating a new method by name my method. It has a return type int and it's again of type static. It takes two parameters of type int. One is by named x, the other is named y. Both are of type int. So two parameters of type int, x and y, both are of type int. Then open the brace, then we are using the return x plus y semicolon, then close the brace. This is the same program as we used in the previous program. The same method. Say this particular method is the same method. Static int is return type. My method is the name of the method. It takes two parameters, namely x and y of type int in bracket int x comma int y, close the bracket. Next line, open the brace, return x plus y semicolon, next close the brace. Now we are calling the main function public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket. Then open the brace. Now here what we are doing, we are actually calling the method, my method. We are now calling the method with two arguments 10, 5 semicolon. And this return of my method is assigned to variable z of type int. See, the return of my method is assigned to a variable by name z of type int. So it's int z is equal to my method in bracket 10, 5, close the bracket, semicolon. The return of the function is stored in z. The return of the function is stored in z. Or the return of the function is assigned to z, which is again of type int. Z is again of type int. You know the method, my method returns an int only. Look, my method's return type is int. So the return value of my method is now assigned to z, which is again of type int. Fine, absolutely simple and an easy and most recommended approach when there is returns in a function. Next line, system.out.println, print line in bracket z. Close the bracket, semicolon. Next line, close the brace of the main function, and this is the closing brace for the class definition my class 20. My class 20's definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end. The definition part of my class 20 is now coming to an end at this point, means the program has come to an end. What is important to think is the return of the method, my method, is now assigned to a variable z of type int, and that z only we are now printing. Look, system.out.println in bracket z. Close the bracket, semicolon, close. It's very simple, and it's a very elegant and most recommended approach when there is returns in a function or method. So you always do this approach. You always do this approach. You accept this approach. This is the most recommended approach. Okay, I think it's very simple. Now we will come to an end. The output is, now look, said, yeah, I will again. Now we will just run it again. We are getting 15 because we passed two arguments 10 and 5, x plus y. So 10 will go and get collected in x, 5 will go and get collected in y. So 10 plus 5, 15. The output is 15. See, the output is 15. That means my method 10 comma 5, its return will be 15. That is now assigned to Z. The value 15 will get assigned in Z. That's it. System.out.println Z. So you are getting the output as 15. Very simple. This approach is the most ideal approach for programs which involves return. Fine, I think so. Okay, fine. We will now come to an end. It's okay, fine. Yeah, in this program, we are using an if-else statement inside the methods. Inside a method, we are using an if-else statement. Here also we are using the same package, my package is 05. My package is 05. You know the process of creating a new class in a given package. Well known to you. I don't have to again and again explain it. Now look, package, my package is 05, semicolon. Some comments I have put. A method with an if-else. A method with an if-else. Look. It is common to use if-else statements inside methods. It's very common to use if-else statements inside methods. Okay, fine. Call this file as myclass21.java. myclass21.java. Why? Because of that, what is happening? We will be creating a class by name myclass21. See, since the file name is myclass21.java, the class that we are going to create is myclass21. Okay, fine. Look. Next. Public class myclass21. Then open the brace. Look. Create a check age method with an integer parameter called age. Now look. We are now creating a new method or function by name check age, with a return type of void only. Look. See, I have put a comment like this. Create a check age. The name of the function is, method is check age method with an integer parameter called age. We are passing an integer parameter to that. Static void check age in bracket int age. Yeah, the name of the method is, or name of the function is check age. Its return type is void. It's again of type static. You know the meaning of static, all that very well, because now static is very much familiar to you. And this method takes one parameter by name age of type int. One parameter by name age of type int. Now that next, open the brace. Some conditions we are using, some if-else condition. Look. If age is less than 18, print access denied. Print access denied. If age is less than 18. It's a voting criteria. If age is less than 18, access is denied for vote. So that's it. If age is less than 18, print access denied. Now next, if in bracket age less than 18, close the bracket. Next line, open the brace. System.out.println in bracket access denied. Put a hyphen like this. You are not old enough to vote. That much is within double quote. Close the bracket, put semicolon. We are now putting a comment also. Access denied, and we are telling, see, you are not old enough to vote. So that much is within double quote. Then close the bracket, semicolon. Then close the brace. The if close has come to an end at this point. Now, continuing. If the comment is continuing, if age is greater than 18, if age is greater than 18, comma, print access granted. Print access granted. That is, if close is over. Now then else. Open the brace. Next, system.out.println in bracket within double quote access granted. Put a hyphen like this. You are old enough to vote. Double quote end. Close the bracket. Semicolon. Then next line, close the brace. The else clause also is coming to an end at this point. Else, open the brace, and then system.out.println in bracket with the double quote, access granted. You have put a hyphen, then you are old enough to vote. So that much is within double quote, close the bracket, semicolon. Then after that, the else clause has come to an end at this point. Fine. Now this is where the closing brace corresponding to the check age method. This is the closing brace for the check age method. In the check age method, we have an if else clause. That's all. This is a very simple check age method. Inside that, we have got an if else clause. That's all. After that, so the check age method is fully defined. Now next, we are calling the main function, public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket, next line, open the brace. Now this is a method. Already we have defined everything regarding the related to the method. Now we are calling the method or calling the function check age. So simply we are pronouncing the name of the method and we are passing an argument 20. Close the bracket, put semicolon. See, we are now pronouncing. We are just calling the method check age. Check age method we are now calling inside the main. Simply how to call? Just pronounce the method, and then in this case we have passed an argument 20. Close the bracket, put semicolon. Call the check age method and pass along an age of 20. We are now passing an age of 20. Then after that, this is the closing brace for the main function. Closing brace for the main function. Now this is the closing brace for the entire class definition, my class 21. My class 21's definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end. The program has come to an end. Fine. It's a very simple program. Now we have passed an age 20. Now let's, okay, fine. Now everything we will save and we will just run it. Yeah, we are getting the output. Access granted. You are old enough to vote because you are aged 20. Access granted. You are old enough to vote. Now imagine, suppose we have passed, instead of 20, we are passing, say, 16. Suppose you had passed 16. Now again, let us run it. We are now passed to 16. Instead of 20, we are now passing 16. Open. Yeah. Access denied. Look, access denied. You are not old enough to vote. Because you have not passed the 18. 18 is, if age is less than 18, see, access is denied. If age is less than 18, access is denied. Here we have passed 16, so it's less than 18, and hence access is denied. We will again come back to our 20. Yeah. We will come back to 20. Yeah. Access granted. You are old enough to vote. Yeah. That's a very, very simple program. Only thing is that I have used an if-else clause in the method. You know how to use a method in a given class. That's all. This time the method's name was check age. Its return type is void only. So, but it takes an parameter of type int. Okay, fine. Now we have passed the argument 20 to the method check age. Okay, fine. I think everything is very simple, and now we have come to an end. We can now close it. Yeah, Java method overloading. Java method overloading. Look. If a class has multiple methods having same name but with different parameters, it is known as method overloading. If we have to perform only one operation, comma, having same name for the methods will increase the readability of the program. It will increase the readability of the program. Advantage of method overloading. Advantage of method overloading. Look, method overloading increases the readability of the program. Different ways to overload the method. There are different ways to overload the method. There are two ways to overload the method in Java. One is by changing number of arguments. Another is by changing the data type. See, one is by changing the number of arguments and the other is by changing the data type. Fine. Yeah, we are now coming out with a new concept in Java, namely the method overloading mechanism in Java, method overloading. Anyway, this particular program which we are now considering does not use the technique of method overloading, but subsequent program will be using method overloading. This particular program does not use method overloading. So now look, we are using the same package, my package 05. So package, my package 05, semicolon. You know the process of keeping a new class in a given package. So package, my package 05, semicolon. Next, some comments I have put. Java method overloading. This is what we are going to discuss. Java method overloading. Fine. Consider the following example, comma, which have two separate methods that add numbers of different data types, namely int and double. That add numbers of different data types, namely int and double. See, very clearly I have mentioned method overloading technique is not used here. In this program, we have not used method overloading technique. Now call this file as myclass22.java. What does it mean? So we are now going to create a class by name myclass22. Okay, public class myclass22. Next, open the brace. Now we are actually declaring two functions, one for int and the other for double. Look, static int plus method int in bracket int x comma int y, open the brace, return x plus y semicolon, close the brace. You know the meaning of this method. The name of the method is plus method int. It takes two parameters of type int only. Both are of type int x and y. It has a return type int and it's again of type static. You know the meaning of static methods very well now. So this function is very simple. It returns x plus y. Adding two numbers and returning it. X plus, return x plus y, semicolon, next close the brace. Now comes another method. See, static double plus method double in bracket double x comma double y. Then next line, open the brace, again return x plus y, semicolon, close the brace. This time the name of the method is plus method double. Its return type is again double only. It is double. The return type is double. And this is also a static method. It's also a static method. So this also takes two parameters. Both are of type double. See, the parameters are x and y. Both are of type double. Okay, its return type, the method's return type is double. And the method is again static. You know the meaning of static, etc. So this also, it return x plus y, close the brace. Okay. The two methods are fully defined. Now we are calling the main function. Public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket, open the brace. Now look, we are declaring two variables. Look, one of type int, the other of type double. Look, int my num1, int my num1 is equal to plus method int in bracket 8 comma 7, close the bracket, semicolon. So now we are calling the first method plus method int and passing two int variables 8 comma 7 to it. Then its return we are assigning to a variable by name my num1, which is of type int. Absolutely valid assignment because plus method int returns a variable of type int only. So this is okay. Int my num1 is equal to plus method int in bracket 8 comma 7, close the bracket, semicolon. Similarly, next, this is of type double. Double my num2 is equal to plus method double in bracket we are passing two double variables, see 4.3 comma 6.26, close the bracket, put semicolon. Fine. So this method, namely plus method double, its return is assigned to a variable by name mynum2, which is of type double. This is also absolutely a legal assignment because plus method double's return is of type double. So there is no problem. So the method return of plus method double, we are now assigning to a variable mynum2, which is again of type double. Okay. To plus method double, we are passing 4.3 comma 6.26 close the bracket semicolon. So okay. So both the methods are called and its returns are assigned to respective variables. Fine. Now come to the last part of the program. System.out.println in bracket. The int addition result is, that much is within double quote, plus my num1 close the bracket semicolon. Next, system.out.println in bracket. The double addition result is, that much is within double quote, plus my num2 close the bracket, put semicolon. Fine. So now we are actually printing the values of both. What are the my num1 as well as my num2? Fine. System.out.println in bracket. The int addition result is, that much is with the double quote, plus my num1 close the bracket semicolon. Next, system.out.println in bracket. The double addition result is, that much is within double quote, plus my num2 close the bracket semicolon. Fine. Everything is okay. Over. Now this is the closing brace for the main function, static void main. This is the closing brace. And this is the closing brace for the functions definition, my class 22. My class 22's definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end. Everything is now over. The program has come to an end. Now we will see, save everything, and now we will click this icon, run icon. See, the int addition result is 15, 8 and 7. See, the int addition result is 15. The double addition result is 10.55999, etc. Okay. It's a double addition, 10.55. Okay. This is 4.3 and 6.26. So, 4.3 and 6.26. So when we are adding, we are getting 10.55999, etc. Okay, fine. Both the results are absolutely okay. The double addition result is okay. It's a double value, and the int addition result is 15. It's a int value. It is that much simple. It is that much simple. Here, please observe that we have not used the technique of method overloading. Even though the operation is same, the operation is addition. But we have used two separate functions. Two separate functions we have used. Okay, now look, we will now come to an end. Here we are applying the concept of method overloading. So in this program, we are actually applying the technique of method overloading or function overloading. Look. Package, my package is 05. We are using the same package for this program also. Namely, my package is 05. So, package, my package is 05. You know the process of adding one more class into a given package. It's well known to you because we have done it. Always we were doing it. So, I don't have to again and again repeat it. So, package, my package is 05, semicolon. Now, some comments follows. Instead of defining two methods that should do the same thing, comma, it's better to overload one. It's better to overload one. In the example below, we overload the plus method to work for both int and double. To work for both int data type as well as double data type. Okay, fine. We are using the method by name plus method. This plus method is overloaded. Look. Next, call this file as myclass23.java. myclass23.java. What does it mean? We are now going to create a class by name myclass23. Okay. Now next, public class myclass23. myclass23. Next, open the brace. Now we are actually coming out with two overloaded functions or overloaded methods. Only the name of the method is same. See, the name of the method, overloaded method is plus method. The name of the method is plus method. See, there are two plus methods. Look, static int plus method in bracket int x comma int y. Then next open the brace, return x plus y, semicolon, close the brace. This is one plus method which takes two parameters of type int. Both parameters are of type int x and y. The parameters passed to the method plus method, both are of type int. It has a return type int. Its return type is int. It's again static. The function is static. You know the meaning of static, the return type int, etc. All those things are known to you. Now look, if we come to the next method, again static double plus method in bracket double x comma double y. Then open the brace, return x plus y, semicolon, next close the brace. Look, here also the name of the method is same, plus method. The name of the method is plus method, but it takes two arguments, two parameters, c, x and y of type double. In this plus method, the parameter type passed is different. Earlier it was int, in this case it is double x comma double y. And again, it returns a variable, a type double, it is returning double, and it's again of type static. It's a static function only. You know the meaning of static, the return type double, the significance of the return type double, etc. All those things are well known to you. But the only point that you have to keep in mind is this is also the same name. Plus method earlier, again this is also plus method. But in this case, the parameters passed are different type or different data type. This time it's of double data type. X and y are of type double. Earlier x and y were of type int. In this case, x and y are of type double. Okay, that's the only difference, and that difference is what makes the function work. Okay, fine. So the next, open the brace, return x plus y, semicolon, then close the brace. Okay, these two methods, plus method with the parameters passed of type int as well as parameters passed of type double, both are having the same name, plus method, but they are different. Why they are different? Because the parameters passed are of different type. In the first case it is of type int, in the second case it is of type double. Okay, fine. Now look, we are now calling the main function, public static void main in bracket string args, then open the brace, Now we are actually we are calling the plus method. See, plus method, and we are passing two integer variables 20, 30. Close the bracket, put semicolon. Its return is assigned to a variable of type int by name mynum1. That's it. Int mynum1 is equal to plus method in bracket we are passing 20, 30. Close the bracket, semicolon. So this plus method, which takes two arguments of type int, its return is passed to a variable of type int by name mynum1. mynum1 is of type, it's a variable of type int. So plus method, to which we have passed two arguments of type int, is now assigned with, its return is assigned with mynum1. It's an absolutely legal assignment, because plus method, actually in the case it takes, its return is of type int, which takes two arguments, two parameters of type int. Its return is also of type int. So this particular assignment is absolutely legal. Now the next, double mynum2 is equal to plus method in bracket. We are passing two double values, 4.3, 6.26. Close the bracket, semicolon. So this plus method, to which we have passed two double values, 4.3, 6.26. This plus method's return is assigned to mynum2, which is again of type double. So this is also absolutely a valid assignment or legal assignment, because plus method, which takes two double parameters, has a return type as that double. Its return type is double. Okay, fine. So this is also absolutely valid. So int my num1 is equal to plus method in bracket 20 comma 30 semicolon. Next double my num2 is equal to plus method in bracket 4.3 comma 6.26 close the bracket semicolon. Okay, fine. Now look, we are now printing the respective values. System.out.println in bracket. The int addition result is that much is within double quote plus my num1 close the bracket semicolon. Next system.out.println in bracket. The double addition result is that much is within double quote plus my num2 close the bracket semicolon. Now fine, over it is. Now this is the closing brace for the main function. This is the closing brace for the main function, and this is the closing brace for our class functionality my class 23, or my class 23's definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end at this point. Now, everything is very, very simple. I have put some comments. We will just have a look at it. Here we have used the same method, namely plus method. We have used the plus method, comma, but having different data types. In the first case, it was of int data type. In the second case, it was of double data types. That's it, but having different data types. Fine. Next, multiple methods can have the same name as long as the number or type of the parameters are different. Either the number should be different or the type should be different of the parameters. Either the number of parameters must be different or the type of parameters must be different or different. In this case, the type of the parameters are different. In our case, number is the same. In both the case, the numbers are 2 only. See, here also we have passed 2 parameters. In the second case also we have passed 2 parameters. So it is not the number but the type. Either we can differ it by number of parameters, or we can differ it by the type of the parameters. That's why very clearly I mentioned in this case the type of the parameters are different. Okay, fine. It's very, very simple a program. So again we will just save everything. Just click run icon. See, the int addition result is 50. The double addition result is 10.5599 etc. Okay, fine. Both the case we have got the expected result. But the funniest thing in this is that we have used method overloading or function overloading mechanism in this Java program. And it is, so the function overloading or method overloading is simple. It is using the same name. The function name is the same only. But the compiler is making the distinction between the two functions, either by looking at the number of parameters passed or by looking at the data type, the type of the parameters passed. In our case, in this particular program, it is actually the type which is different. Okay, fine. Now look, it's okay, fine. I think we will now come to an end. Discussing what is called scope, that is Java scope. This program discusses the concept of Java scope. Here also we are using the same package, my package 05. For this program also we are using the same package, my package 05. Package, my package 05, semicolon. Some comments I have put, look. Java scope. In Java, comma, variables are only accessible inside the region they are created. This is called scope. This is generally called scope. Method scope. Look, variables declared directly inside a method or variable are available anywhere in the method following the line of code in which they were declared. So, in which they were declared, just after the line of code in which they are declared. So, okay. Call this file as myclass24.java. myclass24.java. Now look, next. What does it mean? We are now going to create a class by name myclass24. Okay, next. Public class myclass24. Next line, open the brace. We are calling the main function. Look, public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket, then open the brace. See, look, here I have very clearly mentioned, code here cannot use x, system.out.println x. This will not work here because so far we have not declared x at all at this point. So that will not, this system.out.println x will not work here because we have not declared x yet. Now we are going to declare x, int x is equal to 100. Now int x is equal to 100. We initialized x with 100 semicolon. Now code here can use x. Now we have already declared x, so code after this can use x. System.out.println in bracket x semicolon. Close the brace. This is the closing brace for the main, and this is the closing brace for the class myClass24 definition. myClass24 definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end. Okay, fine. Now look, it's all over. Now look, I will just show you the output. Just click this icon. We are getting 100 because we have already declared int x is equal to 100. Here it is absolutely valid to use system.out.println x because already we have declared the variable x and initialized it with 100. So we are getting the value 100. Earlier to this declaration, any attempt to print x like this will not work. And you can just show you that. Suppose I remove this comment and I now saved everything. Now look, see, I am trying to access this x which has not still been declared. At this point it is not declared. Now look, if you try, see, it's coming. Process with, see, erase x is in the required project 1. Proceed with the launch. Okay, let us try to proceed. See, we are getting error. Look, unresolved compilation problem. Look, myClass24.java at 15, line number 15. Look, see, line number 15. This is not working. This particular code is not working because we have not declared x yet. So that's why this will not work, as I told you. So now look, what I am going to do is, I will again comment it. Now look, that is, I have removed that code from the program by commenting it out. Look, now again, let me run it. Yeah, now it's running x. So 100 we are getting because we have now declared x equal to 100. So that's what I am telling you. Before declaring x, any attempt to run, try or print the x value like this is erroneous. It will result in error. It will not work. So okay, it's a very simple program. That's exactly what is called scope. But once you declare, after that declaration, it's possible to print it. That's why system.out.println in bracket x semicolon, this line worked. Okay, fine. We will now come to an end. Yeah, we now discuss what is called a block scope. Block scope. So for this also we are using the same package, myPackage05. myPackage05. You know the process of creating a new class in a given package. I am not going to discuss it again. So package myPackage05 semicolon. Next, block scope. It's called block scope. A variable declared inside pair of brackets, that is curly brackets, left curly bracket and right curly bracket, in a method has a scope within the brackets only. This is block scope. This is called block scope. It has got scope only within that particular block. It has got scope within that brackets only. That means it has scope only within that block only. Call this file as myClass25.java. myClass25.java. Now look, public class myClass25. Next, open the brace. We are calling the main function public static void main string in bracket string, then arcs, close the bracket, open the brace. Then we are again creating another block of code with a pair of brackets or with a pair of curly braces. Open the curly brace. Now look, the variable x has a scope within this brackets, within this bracket only, that is within this block. So int x is equal to 200 semicolon. Int x is equal to 200 semicolon. System.out.println in bracket, the value of x is, that much is within double quote plus x. Close the bracket semicolon. Then close this brace, or in other words, close this block. This is the starting of the block and this is the end of the block. So we have declared a variable by name x inside this block, and we are trying to print it out, the value of that system.out.println. We are now printing the value of that particular variable x. It will print, see, the value of x is 200. There is no problem, because it works only, the scope is available only within that block of code or within this block, this left brace and right brace. Okay, left curly bracket and right curly bracket. Okay, fine. The scope has come to an end at this point. It's available only within the block or within the curly brackets. Okay. Now look, after that we are again writing or trying to write. See, we are again trying to access x using a system.out.println method. Look, uncommenting below line would produce error since variable x is out of scope at this point. That is, the variable is out of the block. Now look, system.out.println x. See, I have just commented it out, but I will just uncomment it. That means I am bringing this code into this program. I am bringing this code. System.out.println in bracket x semicolon. The x value already we have declared only, it's actually available in the block, in this particular block only. Let us see whether it is available here after the block. Then close the brace. This is the closing brace of main function. Now let us try whether this will work or not. See, we have again trying to access x outside the block. So that's what I am doing. Now let me see. I have saved everything. Now look. See, errors exist in required projects. 1. Look. Proceed with launch. Anyway, let us proceed. See, we are getting error. Look. Yeah. Unresolved compilation problem. X cannot be resolved to a variable. Look, my class 25.java at line 25. Look at line 25. See, it is here. This will not work. This code is erroneous because this println statement is out of the block. Out of the block. We are trying to access a variable which does not have scope in this place at all. At this point, it has no scope because the scope ended at the closing brace of this block. It was only up to this. Beyond that, there is no scope. So that's why we are not getting any output and we are getting error only. So I will again comment it. Yeah, now I have commented it out. That line of code is no longer existing in our program. In that situation, now again let me run it. Yeah, no problem. See, the value of x is 200 because this system.out.println, this code is now working. This code is not available in the program at all. So that's it. Because here this x does not have a scope at all. After the closing brace of this block, this x does not have scope. So any attempt to access x outside the block will not work. That's all. That's why when we tried to comment it, when we tried to incorporate this code, it didn't give the output at all. It is an erroneous situation. So that's all very clear. That's exactly what is meant by block scope. It is called block scope. So this is called a block. This is the block. See the opening curly bracket and closing curly bracket. So a pair of curly bracket inside whatever happens, no problem. So X has got scope only within this opening brace and closing brace. Outside that it doesn't have scope and it's not possible to access it. That means it does not have scope beyond the closing brace. Fine, it's a very simple program. So that's exactly what is meant by block scope. Block scope. It's called block scope. Now look, we'll come to an end. See, in this program, we are discussing Java recursion. Recursion is a well-known concept. So it's used in almost every programming language. We are using recursion. So in Java, here also we can use the concept of recursion. Let us go through the recursion program. Here also we are using the same package, my package 05. The package which we are using, my package 05. And you know the process of adding a new class in a given package. I have been explaining it several times, so there is no need to explain it again and again. So package, my package 05, semicolon. Now, some comments I have put, look. Java recursion, look. Recursion is the technique of making a function call itself. Making a function call itself. We know that. This technique provides a way to break complicated problems down into simple problems which are easy to solve, which are easier to solve. That is the purpose of recursion. A complicated problem can be brought down to simple problems which are easier to solve. Fine. Adding two numbers together is easy to do, but adding a range of numbers is more complicated. We know it. In the following example, recursion is used to add a range of numbers together by breaking it down into the simple task of adding two numbers. Yeah, we are now breaking it down into the simple task of adding two numbers. A range of numbers can be made to add together in this way. It becomes very simple. Look. Use recursion to add all the numbers up to 10. Use recursion to add all the numbers up to 10. From 1 to 10, that's it. Call this file as myclass26.java. myclass26.java. What does it mean? We are now going to create a class by name myclass26. myclass26. Look. Public class myclass26. Open the brace. Next line we are calling the main function. Look. Public static void main in bracket string args close the bracket. Open the brace. Now we are using a function by name sum. The name of the function is sum. sum. So now look, we are passing 10 to sum. Look, sum. We are passing the integer value 10 to sum. And its return is assigned to a variable by name result, which is of type int. So int result is equal to sum 10 semicolon. Here sum is a function or a method which takes an argument of 10 and the result of the calculation is assigned to a variable by name result, which is of type int. So that's it. Int result is equal to sum in bracket 10 semicolon. System.out.println in bracket result semicolon. So that much only is there in our main function. So close the brace. Now in the main function we have used a function by name sum. So now we have to define that function here. Look. That's what we are doing next. Public static int sum in bracket, we are passing a parameter k of type int, close the bracket. So the function sum is now declared like this. So it's a static function and it has a return type of int. It returns a variable of type int, or its return type is int. The function is static. Of course, it is public also. Next, open the brace. We are now trying to define the function sum. Open the brace. If k is greater than 0, if k is greater than 0, open the brace. Next line, open the brace. Return k plus sum k of k minus 1. Return k plus sum k minus 1, close the bracket, semicolon. See, that is it. It actually returns the value itself and adding to that sum k minus 1. Close the brace. Next, else, open the brace, return 0, semicolon, close the brace. And next, finally, this is the closing brace for the sum function. So this is actually the closing brace for the sum function. Sum function is coming to an end at this point. Public static int sum is coming to an end at this point. And then next line is actually the closing brace for the class. My class 26. Its definition is coming to an end at this point. This is actually the closing brace corresponding to the function public static int sum. Okay, fine. That's all, very simple. This is actually the closing brace for our class, namely my class 26. My class 26 functionality or its definition is coming to an end at this point. That means the program has come to an end. So this is a very interesting program. See the way how it is working. See, sum is like that. If k is greater than 0, open the brace. Next, return k plus sum in bracket k minus 1, semicolon. That is how the function sum is defined. Return k plus sum k minus 1. So that's it. This is the formula for calculating the recursive. This is the recursive formula. Fine. Now look, I'll just go through some explanations now. See, when the sum function is called, it adds parameter k to the sum of all numbers smaller than k and returns the result. When k becomes 0, the function just returns 0. When running, the program follows these steps. I am just showing you the steps followed by the program. Look, sum 10 returns 10 plus sum 9. Look, it returns 10 plus sum 9. Look, 10 plus sum 9. And next line, see. So 10 plus sum 9. Sum 9 returns what? Sum 9 means 9 plus sum 8. So 10 plus 9 plus sum 8. And again, what is sum 8? So 10 plus 9 plus. So sum 8 is 8 plus sum 7. It goes like this. That's it. 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus sum 0. Sum 0 is again 0 only. So 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0. Fine. Sum 0 is 0. Now look, since the function does not call itself when k is equal to 0, the program stops there and returns the result. This is the theory behind recursion. This is exactly what is happening behind recursion. So it's all a matter of calling 1. See, sum 10 returns 10 plus sum 9. And sum 9 returns 9 plus sum 8. And sum 8 returns 8 plus sum 7. It's very simple to understand. See, this is actually the mechanism of recursion. This is the mechanism of recursion. Very simple. Very simple to understand. So now look, it's over. The program is now over. Now we will just close, save everything and try to run it. So you are getting 55. Actually, we passed 10, some 10. It is now 55. From 1 to 10, the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 is 55. Just we will simply make a small change. So instead of 10, I will make it 11. So you know it will be 66. See, we are getting 66. Like that, you can pass any number. You can pass any number and get the sum of all the numbers from 1 to that particular number. From 1 to that particular number. It's a very simple mechanism. This is exactly what is called recursion. See, we have got 55. When it was 10, it is 55. The basic theory is very simple. Sum 10 means, look, sum 10 means it will return 10 plus sum 9. Look, sum 10 returns 10 plus sum 9. Obviously, sum 9 returns 9 plus sum 8. And sum 8 returns 8 plus sum 7. Very simple. Very, very simple. It's a matter of always adding only two numbers. Each time we are adding two numbers. And we are finally reaching the entire stretch of, entire range. That's it. Return k plus sum k minus 1. Look. You understand? It's public static int sum in bracket int k. If k is greater than 0, look, it is defined like this. Return k plus sum k minus 1. That's it. That's why when we are actually sum 10 means 10 plus sum 10 minus 1, that is 9. That's okay. See, 10 plus sum 9. Again, 10 plus 9 plus sum 8. 9 plus sum 8. 8 plus sum 7. 7 plus sum 6. Like that it goes. Very, very easy. So this is the theory behind recursion. And we have used this theory of recursion in evaluating the sum of all numbers from 1 to 10. You can do it for any number you want. Okay, that's all. We got the output as 55. Yeah, fine. I think we can now come to an end. Yeah, in this program, we are discussing what is called the halting condition. We are discussing the concept of what is called halting condition. Look, we are using the same package, my package 05, here also. Here also we are using the same package. So, you know the process of creating a new class in a given package. That process is well known to you. I don't have to again and again discuss it. Now look, package, my package 05, semicolon. See, some comments I have put. We will go through it. Halting condition. Look, it is called halting condition. Look. Just as loops can run into the problem of infinite looping. Look, comma. Recursive functions can run into the problem of infinite recursion. Look. See, loops can run into the problem of infinite looping. Similarly, recursion can run into the problem of infinite recursion. Look. Infinite recursion is when the function never stops calling itself. Every recursive function should have a halting condition, which is the condition where the function stops calling itself. In the previous example, the halting condition is when the parameter k becomes 0. When the parameter k becomes 0. We already saw it. Now look. It is helpful to see a variety of different examples to better understand the concept. In this example, the function adds a range of numbers between a start and an end. Between a start and an end. The halting condition for the recursive function is when end is not greater than start. When end is not greater than start. Fine. Now look. Call this file as myclass27.java. myclass27.java. Okay. Why? As a result, what is happening? we are now going to create a class by name myClass27. Yeah, public class myClass27. Since the class name is myClass27, the file name is myClass27.java. Fine, you know it. Next, open the brace. Now look, we are coming to our main function. Look, public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket, open the brace. See, we are again calling a function by name sum. Look, this time the name of the function is sum. Sum function takes two arguments. See, 5, 10. It is passed the two arguments 5, 10, semicolon. Its return is assigned to what is called a variable by name result. A variable by name result, which is of type int. So int result is equal to sum in bracket 5, 10, semicolon. Next, system.out.println in bracket result, semicolon, close the bracket. Okay, fine. So in this main function, we have used a method by name sum. Now it is our duty to see that the method sum is defined. So next, after the closing brace, now next, public static int sum in bracket int start, comma, int end, close the bracket. So now we are going to define the function or method sum. The sum method we are now defining. Sum takes two arguments. Both are of type int. So the parameters passed are start and end. Two parameters we are passing, start and end. Both are of type int. And some function or some method returns an int. And again, sum is static and public static. So, okay, fine. So the function's header is absolutely clear to you. Now, public static int, the int is the return type, the function is static type, it is public, so static int, the name of the function is sum. It takes two parameters by name start and end, both are of type int. Fine. Now next, open the brace. Some conditions. This is the condition that we have to check. If end is greater than start, if end is greater than start. Next line, open the brace. Return end plus sum in bracket start, comma, end minus 1. Close the bracket, semicolon. Then close the brace. Then after that, else, open the brace. Return end, close the brace. And then next, this is the closing brace. For the function sum, this is the closing brace. So the closing brace, so this is the closing brace for the function sum. So the function sum is completely defined here. The only condition to check is if end is greater than start. We can start this function only if end is greater than start. So for example, if you are comparing it with the sum 5, 10, so end is nothing but 5. 5 is greater than. So 5 end is actually 10. 10 is the end from start and end. 5 is the start, 10 is the end. So end is greater than start. 10 is greater than 5, obviously. End is greater than start. So here end is actually comparing with our program. Here our problem. See, 10 is the end and 5 is the start. Okay. So end greater than start. Since end is greater than start, that means 10 is greater than 5. 10 is greater than 5. Okay. So if that is a condition, next line, open the brace, return end plus, again we are calling the sum function. Again we are calling the sum function end plus sum in bracket start, comma, end minus 1. Now it will be, now it was actually originally it was 10, so now it will be end minus 1, so it will be 9. Like that it will go. Now this is the closing brace and else return end. Return end. Fine. Now look, it's very simple. Now this is actually the closing brace for the function sum. Okay. Now look, so the function sum is now coming to an end at this point. Next, this closing brace. That's the closing brace corresponding to the definition of myClass27. myClass27's definition is coming to an end at this point. So the program has come to an end at this point. So in effect, is what does it mean? Look, return, it will be effectively 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5. It will be equal to 45. So when it comes to 5, see this condition I have very clearly mentioned. When end is equal to 5, end greater than start becomes invalid and the range comes to a halt at this point. So the sum of numbers from 10 to 5 is worked out, which is equal to 45. That's how we are getting the output as 45. Look. So in this program, since this is the program 5 and 10, we are actually we will just save everything, we will run it. You are getting the output as 45. This 45 is nothing but from 10 to 5. See, originally it was 10. Then subsequently next end minus 1, it will be 9. Next again end minus 1, it will be 8. End minus 1, 7. End minus 1, 6. End minus 1, 5. Once it comes to 5, this condition is broken. Look, when end is equal to 5, end greater than start becomes invalid. And the range comes to a halt at this point. This is the condition when the halt comes to a, when the range comes to a halt. This is the halting condition. So beyond that, it will not go. So we will stop at that point and we will calculate the sum of the numbers from end to start or start to end, whatever be. So in this case, we are getting 45. It's very simple. So the sum of numbers from 10 to 5 is worked out, which is equal to 45. That's it. So when we run the program, we are getting 45. So this is how we are getting the output. So this is the formula. Look, sum int comma int start comma int end. So if end is greater than start, return end plus sum start comma again end minus 1. So each time from 10, then 9, then 8, 7, 6, and finally it comes to 5. At the point when it is 5, when end is equal to 5, end greater than start becomes invalid. And the range comes to a halt at this point. This is the halting condition in this program. Fine. So the sum of numbers from 10 to 5 is worked out, which is equal to 45. Okay, fine. That's all. Very simple program. So I think we will now come to an end. Yeah, in this program, we are discussing how to take user input. That is through how to take an input from user through the keyboard. We can take the user input from the keyboard into this program. Let us see how we are doing it. For this program also, we are using the same package. Package my package 05 semicolon. Package my package 05 semicolon. Then look, add two numbers with user input. The two numbers we are taking from user through the keyboard. That is why add two numbers with user input. Okay, fine. The scanner class is used to get user input. What is it? The scanner class is used to get user input, comma, and it is found in the java.util package. It's found in the java.util package. To use the scanner class, comma, create an object of the class and use any of the available methods found in the scanner class documentation. See the next line method. Look, the next line method is used to read strings. It is used to read strings. We here use next int method. Look, next int method, which returns the int value from the input. So this here in this program we are using next int method, which returns the int value from the input. So there are so many such methods available in the documentation of scanner class documentation. Fine. Now look, call this file as myclass28.java. myclass28.java. Why? What does it mean? We are now going to create a class by name myclass28. We are going to create a class by name myclass28. Okay. Import. See, now we have to import this scanner import java.util.scanner. See, we are actually importing this java.util.scanner semicolon to import the scanner class. We have to use the, I told you scanner class is available in the java.util package. It's available in the java.util package. So we can import a scanner like this. Import java.util.scanner semicolon to import the scanner class. Okay, next. So public class my class 28. Yeah, we are creating a class by name my class 28 and hence the file name is myclass28.java. Okay, we know all those relation between class and file name, etc. Fine. So public class myclass28. Next, open the brace. Then public static, we are actually calling the main function. Public static void main in bracket string args, close the bracket. Then open the brace. Then int x, comma y, comma sum, semicolon. So variables x, y, and sum are defined. All are of type int. Int x, comma y, comma sum, semicolon. Fine. Now look. Scanner, the class scanner. Then my object, it's an object of the class scanner, or it's an instance of the class scanner. So scanner my object is equal to new scanner. We are using the new keyword, new scanner in bracket. We have to pass system.in, close the bracket, put semicolon. Create a scanner object. In order to create a scanner object, we are using this syntax. New scanner in bracket, you have to pass system.in, close the bracket, semicolon. Fine. Next, we are giving a prompt. Look, system.out.println in bracket. Type a number. Close the bracket, semicolon. Type a number is within double quote. Close the bracket, semicolon. This is a prompt for us to type something. Okay. So they are asking type a number. System.out.println in bracket with the double quote, type a number. Close the bracket, semicolon. Now x is equal to my object.nextInt, semicolon. Look, we are using the nextInt function. See, x is equal to my object.nextInt. Look, this will read user input. This is actually reading the user input. See, the nextInt method returns the int value scanned from the input. NextInt method returns the int value scanned from the input. Okay, fine. It will scan the input to get a int value. So, for example, here I told you very clearly. See, the next line method is used to read string. So, if it is a string value, you can use next line method. Since it's an int that we are expecting, we use next int method. So, x is equal to my object.nextInt. So, whatever we are reading will get and will go and get collected in the variable x. Whatever we are reading, whatever int value we are reading will go and get collected in x by this assignment. X is equal to my object.nextInt. Okay, fine. Again, system.out.println in bracket, type another number. Type another number is within double quote, close the bracket, semicolon. So another prompt. So this is the next prompt for the next input. Look again, y is equal to my object.nextInt in bracket. Again, read a user input. It will read a user input which is an int value. It will read the int user input. Read user input because we are using nextInt function. So y is equal to my object.nextInt function, semicolon. So this value, whatever is read from the keyboard, will go and get collected in variable y. So now variable x as well as variable y are getting values read from the keyboard. Okay, fine. Both x and y are having now values. We got the values read from the keyboard. Okay, fine. Now sum is equal to x plus y. We are assigning the sum x plus y to the variable sum. Okay, sum is equal to x plus y, semicolon. Then system.out.println in bracket, sum is, that much is with the double quote, plus sum. See, output is the result of addition. Look, sum is, that much is with the double quote, plus sum, close the bracket, semicolon. So that's it. Output is the result of addition. Fine. This is actually next, closing brace. closing brace for the main function. Closing brace for the main function, and this, the next closing brace is for the definition of my class 28. The definition of the class my class 28, its functionality is coming to an end at this point. That means the program is coming to an end. The program has come to an end, of course. Very simple. The class definition, my class 28, is coming to an end at this point, and that means that is the end of the program. Okay, fine. The program has come to an end. Now we will again see, simply we will save everything. Okay. Now we will just click the run button. See, type a number. Okay. We are going to run. See, 100. We have typed 100. See, type another number. Okay. We are going to type, see, 200. Okay. So, type a number, we typed 100. Type another number, we typed 200. Now we press enter. See, sum is 300. We are getting sum is 300. 100 plus 200, sum is 300. It's that simple. See, this is the way how we can use the keyboard in order to input values into the program. Whatever values you have read through the keyboard is being fed into the program with this myobj.nextInt, like that. Fine. It's a very, very simple program. This is exactly how we are using the keyboard to get values from the keyboard or user input. We are getting user input from the keyboard or through the keyboard into the program like this only. Fine. It's a very, very simple program. Now we will come to an end.